My last video got taken down because it was deemed to be harmful or dangerous content. So this is a re-upload with a slight edit. If you want to see the full version, it will be on my Patreon. Good evening. Today we are going to run through how I find my vocals. This is probably by far, over the years, one of my most requested things to talk about. Difficult and easy in different ways. Fundamentally, most of the remixes I make are from songs that I've listened to when just listening to music and then thought, I like those vocals, put it into a little Spotify playlist, and I've got God knows how many in there. And then when I'm ready to remix a tune, I'll go into that playlist and find one I'm feeling on that day. And I can see how it would be difficult to separate the original from the vocal. Like one of the most important things when you're trying to find a vocal is to not be led too much by the original. Because you could, for example, listen to a punk song and I might think that could sound good as a Chase and Status type tune. Could be listened to a lovely folky song and remix that into a liquid drum and bass tune. You could have a 90s hip hop song and make it a house song, like every song in the world right now. But if you don't find one out and about just listening to music, the main thing that I would do is just run through Spotify, and New Music Friday I think is always the best way to do it, because these are all songs that have been released this week. So if you want to find a tune that no one else has remixed yet, this is probably your best bet, because these are newly released songs. So I would literally just sit here and play. I can't hear that. Can you guys hear that? I've not got my headphones on.
Perfect.
Magic. I would just like run through all these tunes. And when I find a vocal that I like, vocal and very specifically a vocal, like we're just disregarding all of the production, everything behind it, the BPM, all of that kind of stuff. I would never really worry about that until we get into making a tune. But I would just listen through. I'm not going to play these for too long because I think YouTube police might come for me. But let's just say this song, right? This Martin Garrix and U2 song. What a weird collab. Let's say, right, this is the tune that I'm feeling, right, we should remix. This, I assume, is going to be house. Sort of. What I would also recommend is, let's say, for example, you're a drum and bass artist and you want to make drum and bass remixes. I would steer away from taking vocals from drum and bass tunes, because it's like there's already a drum and bass version of that song. You're kind of, obviously there's loads of different variations of drum and bass and you can do it in your own way, but it kind of, to me, just feels a little bit easy. And there's something that I quite like about changing the tempo of vocals, just makes it feel a little bit more interesting. So for example, if I was making a drum and bass song, I would quite often take the vocals from a house song or just some random pop tune, but generally not from the same genre that I'm going to be remixing. That's also another way you can easily be led by the original, because if you're doing a drum and bass remix of another drum and bass song, it's quite difficult to get out of the groove of that original, you know? So let's say this Martin Garrix U2 Fireflies, load that into our project. First things first is getting it in time. So I would always look on Google just to find out the BPM and the tempo. So it's not always right. Like this says 127, key is F sharp minor, and then this says something totally different. So we'll have to find out. So let's say 127. Let's see if that works. So I'd leave the vocal extraction until we've got it in time, because it's much easier to get it in time when like all of the drums from the original are already in there. I'm just going to take that up by a couple of semitones just in case. So let's say 127, let's see if that works. And the easiest way to start off is just to find like the first beat. So normally it's this kick somewhere. So if we line up that first kick, definitely isn't the BPM. So what I would do is if we go to taptempo.io and then we play this song and then we can tap along to it and that will tell us the tempo. All right, 143, 142, something like that. Let's do the same thing again. Let's line up that kick. Still a little bit out, maybe it's 2. It's a bit better. Okay, cool. Right, that's in time. So now we can extract that. So if we right click, separate stems to new audio track, and then vocals. Looking on Google for the key and the tempo can be very hit and miss. So actually, if you can't find it, there's this thing on TuneBack called Song Key and BPM Finder. So we can actually just load the song into here. And again, it's not always perfect, but hopefully it will help us a little bit. So yeah, I said 1-4-2, which it did end up being D major. So let's see. I tend to never like doing stuff in major, so I'll just go on Wikipedia and find the relative key. So that's B minor. And because we have upped our pitch by 3, that's B minor, C minor, C sharp, D minor. So I assume we're in D minor. Let's have a look. So what we could do, just to double check that, because rather than starting to write stuff in D minor, sometimes these sort of algorithmic things can get it almost right, but maybe there's one note that's out. So it could be D minor, but it could be something else that's got very similar notes, but one note is slightly different. So I'd always just double check before we start. So you can use an auto shift, which is an auto tune. I've never actually used this before. So D minor. Okay, right, so we take the smooth all the way down and the strength all the way up. That's going to make the auto-tune insanely strong. One thing to note as well, like with this U2 song, maybe it's not the best example because they were probably never pitch correct Bono's vocals. So it might sound a little bit off sometimes because the vocals aren't like perfectly pitched. I'll just listen to the song and get a feel for it so I can hear what note it's in, get a feeling for the key. And then we put the auto tune on and make sure it's correcting the notes into the right place. Because if it's in the wrong place and we've got the wrong key, it will just sound absolutely awful. So let's have a little listen to the start of this song. I can feel, I can't know. I can feel the undertow. All right, let's have a listen with it on. I can feel, I can't know. I can feel. Sounds pretty good. If it was out of key, it would sound pretty awful. It would sound like this. I can feel, I can't know. I can feel like absolutely nothing like the original. So all we're listening for is that it's correcting the notes to the original key. And I wouldn't just check this one little bit here because, again, like I said, like some keys are very similar, so there might only be one note that's in or out. So if we listen to somewhere else where the notes are slightly different, just to double check. So let's have a listen up here. Could never keep a secret. I don't know why I even try. Okay, so pretty good. Again, it's a Bono vocal, so it's not going to be like perfectly pitched. But again, if we were in the wrong pitch, I could never keep a secret. I don't know why like you really get it sounding a bit wacky. So now we know, right? We are in D minor for sure. We've got our vocals in time, and now is the time to play. And it's as easy as that. You know, sometimes you can get a song and let's say you want to make a drum and bass song, for example. So let's up the tempo. I can feel, I can't know. I can feel the undertone. It works extremely well actually in that tempo. But sometimes if you speed a vocal up to like a drum and bass tempo, like 175, it can sometimes feel a little bit quick. What you can try is if you press this double time ×2. So it still stays in time, but it's half time. And so if any vocal ever sounds too quick, you can always try that and it will still stay in time. Sometimes, obviously, this sounds insanely slow, so that doesn't work. You could do it the other way around, so you could half the time. It's probably sound insanely quick. I can feel, I can know, I can feel the undertow, I can hear the river flow. So that's kind of ways, if it does feel a little bit faster or a little bit slow, you can try out those different ways. If now it sounds too quick and then you half time it sounds too slow, then I would use a different vocal. Especially if you want a specific genre like drum and bass and you want it to be at 1/7/4/5. Sometimes you just can't get it to work. You could do stuff like stretching out individual bits of the vocal, and kind of make your own little structure from it if you really wanted to. But if you wanted the vocal to be in its kind of rawest form and it does feel too fast or too slow, sack it off and get another one. because I've tried that many, many times. It's almost impossible to get right. Or do it at a different tempo, do a different genre, do it at house speed or something like that. So hopefully that helps. I mean, that is pretty much every time I am doing a remix, that is what I do before I turn the camera on. So pretty easy, but it's all about time. You just got to spend the time flicking through Spotify or SoundCloud or wherever. And you got to make sure that the vocal makes you feel something as well. If that vocal makes you feel something, it's just going to be so much easier to write a tune to. So good luck. Good luck on that search out there. This is a gold mine. There is a gold mine of lots of gold, but you do have to sift through a lot. Please do like and subscribe and comment. And thank you very much for watching. I do hope it's helped. And love to your mothers.